Hello, welcome to the queue. It is Operation 43rd Wessex, and it is Japan turn number 8. And for their purchase, we've got 2 militia upgrades, 2 militia medium armor, 2 Marines infantry, another militia, 2 submarines, and we're going to do one more stage, which will leave us at the last stage for next turn to complete the factory. If we're successful in our tech roll, we'll save $1 here, $2 here, and those $3 will buy an infantry if we're successful. So yellow will be large ship construction, and red is not, but large ship is. All right, well, so much for our saving and collecting an extra infantry, but we do go up 1 here. All right, so let's move on. That's our buy. All right, so we have 1 attack. This is a very lame turn for Japan. We're going after this coastal sub here with 2 tactical bombers from the carrier here. They'll come over 1 and go on map. And that is it. These ships are leaving. They're not part of the attack, so there's no defense roll for the coastal sub. All right, so we've got 2 dice here. One of them needs to be a 7, and one of them is a 7. It's actually an 8. So coastal sub bites the dust. Get that out of the way, and now let's go on to non-combat movement. All right, so we'll start here in P61. We have a heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, and a submarine, all moving 3. 1, 2, 3 here into P54. Come on. All right. Oh my gosh, that sub just does not want to cooperate. That's the first dice. All right, so here is the second dice. Here we got a battleship from P60. 1, 2. That guy will move on. We got a transport grabbing the Marines from Celebes and Lesser Sunda. 1, 2. So he'll follow that battleship, drop them off here in New Guinea. And we've got a third. Oh, it's this destroyer. He'll come up there. All right, so that, oh, you know what? That destroyer can bring a Marine, can't he? Let's bring the Marine here from Java, and he'll drop him also on New Guinea. This destroyer that was in P52 will grab a Marine and come up to the Caroline Islands. What is that? P46. Drop him off. That is that dice. That dice. That dice. We did have a third ship here. I wonder what it was. I'm going to leave that there till I move stuff around. All right, so we've got our 2 tacticals that went on map. They're just going to land on Java. All right, that's done. We got a Marine and a artillery that's on Java. We'll load up on a transport and just come up 1 and go into Siam. So that's that. I got this transport here, which can grab the Marine from Borneo, the infantry from Sumatra, come up 1, 2, and they'll drop them off into Kwangtung. And they will go in port. Let's take these heavy cruisers out of port, and they're going somewhere else. All right. The heavy cruisers come out of port. 1, 2, 3. They'll come into P46. All right. Now from this sea zone, we've got the carrier and the fighter. The fighter will go 1, 2, 3, 4 and land on the Caroline Islands. And I'm going to use this one because it doesn't have a magnet. And then from Siam, that fighter goes 1, 2, 3, 4 and lands on the light carrier. So it's the same result, it's just that's a cooler plane on the carrier because it has a magnet. All right, so we've got this light cruiser coming off escort duty, following the same path, 1, 2, 3. All right, so I had 6 ships and a carrier. That's 5. I think it's this sub here, because there is no port for them to go into, so that destroyer stays. So this sub comes over 1, 2, 3. All right. So that leaves this destroyer and this transport. This transport just comes up 1, 2, and goes in port in Formosa. Now, this is a time of complaint here because in the past you could strategic naval move from the minor ports. It just was a shorter range. That's not available anymore. So my ships down here with these minor facilities can no longer strategic naval move back up to Japan. So that is painful. So we've got this to move yet. He'll come up 1, 2, 3 into P15 from P50 as a destroyer. This destroyer in I don't know where the number is, P59 will come over 1 to P50. The battleship will come over 1 to P50. Torpedo boat destroyer will come over 1 to P50. This battle cruiser will come over 1, 2, 3 to P64. The carrier will come over 1, 2, 3 to and go in port in Formosa. So that's those 2. That leaves this coastal sub and torpedo boat destroyer. That's where it was. This torpedo boat destroyer is the 3rd ship. So he comes over 1, 2. Oh no, he can't make it. So that is just the 2 ships that are there then. Do I want to do anything different then? I got torpedo boat destroyers, 2 of them, and a coastal sub to move. I guess this coastal sub here, or coastal, no, it's not a coastal, torpedo boat destroyer will come up 1, 2, and go in port in Kwangtung. This torpedo boat destroyer will come up 1, 2 into P50 from P61. This coastal sub from P61 will come over to P63. All right, that's my 1. I miscalculated there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and carrier. Oh, I had a transport marker. That's why I always mark. Coming down from Kyushu is a transport from P15, 1, 2, 3, and we'll offload into the Caroline Islands. And it'll go in port just for grins. I think that's it. All right, I got one more transport up here. He has to stay in the home waters, so he's going to take the 2 infantry from Tokyo over to Korea, drop them off, and then go back in port here in Kyushu. I guess it doesn't matter. That strategic naval move thing really hosed the Japanese on this turn. We're going to leave that torpedo boat destroyer in P16. What other movements? We've got an infantry from Hunan. He's going to step into Kwangtung. We got to rail this anti-aircraft gun from Rihe down to Kwangtung. All right, that's it. Medium bomber is going to fly from Rihi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's not. He's not in an airbase. How did I get him there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so he can by going this route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the Caroline Islands. All right. And Rihi, we've got 2 infantry that will step up into, what is that, Suyon? Yeah, actually that militia's there. All right, so we got a motorized, which will come up 1, 2 into Western Manchuria. We've got our aircraft here. We're going to take, we need them to be available for the carrier. Let's see how that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so they have to be on the carrier to get the bonus. So the tactical and fighter will fly to the carrier. The fighter here in Korea probably won't be able to take place in anything. We'll come over to Honshu and that airbase from Korea. All right, so that is what it looks like. All right, I'm going to set this down and we will place our goods. Most of our factories are up here, so I'll grab that stuff first. All right. So we got a militia guard in Tokyo. We're building 2 subs at the shipyard in Tokyo. In Rihi, we're going to build a medium armor. Kyushu is 2 Marines and an infantry, and I just knocked something over, probably in Australia. Last is the 2 militia and the 2 upgrades. So we are going to upgrade the militia here in Siam. We're going to place a 2nd militia here in Kwangtung. And then here in Suyon, we're going to do the upgrade. Oh, what did I do with them? The upgrade of militia and then place a militia. So we'll take that militia back with us. That should be it. Our income will remain the same because we didn't take any territories. So we have 39 in the bank with 6 bonus from China because we're not at war with a major. 45 for next turn. We'll finish that factory off and move on with a 3rd tech roll at some point in this game. Oh, recap. I was almost ready to end. Java has 2 tacticals. Sumatra has a Marine. There's a sub in I-12. There's an infantry in Borneo. P-50 is a torpedo boat destroyer, battleship, transport. In Siam is an infantry, artillery, marine. Oh, the seaplane. I was going to move the seaplane. He's just going to come over here to Okinawa where that seaplane base is. And so that's it there. Moving up into Kwangtung in port. We don't need that torpedo boat destroyer in port. We're just going to leave the transport in port. In port to transport in P-41 is a torpedo boat destroyer. In Kwangtung is a anti-aircraft gun, 1 mountain, 2 militia, 2 Marines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry. Hunan, Shantung, militia. think we're going to place, instead of that Tokyo militia in Beiping, place a militia there. Sorry about that. Suyan is 3 artillery, 1 mountain, 1 militia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 infantry, 1 cavalry. Rihe is a cavalry, medium armor. Western Manchuria, motorized militia. Korea, 2 infantry, militia. Kyushu in ports is a transport. On Kyushu is 2 marines and an infantry. Honshu is a fighter. You know what I could do? Nah, we'll leave it there. I could always build this infantry. All right, sorry. Making changes on the fly because I only have a transport, so for 1, 2 guys. So Kyushu is now 2 marines. Honshu is a fighter. Tokyo is an infantry. P-16 is 2 subs, 1 torpedo boat destroyer. P-15 is destroyer coming down here. We've got militias on the islands. We have, get that dice out of there, in P-46, 3 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, 1 destroyer, 1 sub, 1 light carrier with a fighter. Transport is in port. On the Caroline Islands is 2 marines, infantry, militia, medium bomber, fighter. P-54 is a sub, heavy cruiser, and a light cruiser. P-64 is a battle cruiser. P-63 and P-73 are coastal subs. New Guinea is 3 militia. No, they're not. 3 marines, more important. P-52 is a battleship, destroyer, and a transport. All right, I believe that is it. Unless I want to change something here. I might want to change the location of those ships. Interesting. Interesting. I think I do. I think instead of this transport and destroyer bringing the Marines onto New Guinea from P-52, we're going to be in P-62, and the battleship will be down there. All right. Lots of adjustments and lots of dead air. Sorry about that. Now it's officially the UK and the Commonwealth turn.